here with at CPAC Mexico with the president of Mis amigos migrantes, pues aquí estoy.
Total catastrophe, and it is a crisis.
Of a child, right there. All these NGOs, you're fake. It is this, the crisis of children.
What the hell's going on? There we go. There. On mute. There we go. There we go. There we go. How's everybody doing? Now I think that you guys can hear me, right? How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Boys News. It's nice to hear from you guys. I just somebody is asking it's a Q&A question. It's a Q&A live. But before I go to that Q&A, I will hold you to that question, Bonnie Mitchell. So I will. I just did it live on Facebook, and I'm cleaning up the studio right here because we're about to move to a different one in the next incoming days, and it's interesting, important, and it's going to be completely a different thing that I'll be doing over there. But I'm quite happy about it. So I want to do a Q&A in YouTube. As I did a live on Facebook, I will be out for the next 5 or 6 days, possibly. And you know, I will be out of doing possibly communication with our audience. So Q&A, shoot your questions right here. There's a question right here by Bonnie Mitchell. Says, my daughter's going to Mexico by herself. Can she buy pepper spray there? Yes, there's a lot of stores that you can buy pepper spray. She feels that, you know, although she needs more of the pepper spray in the United States. I'll tell you that. But in the United States, I bet that she carries a gun. So over here, it's not necessary, really. It's not, but if you want to keep it that way, and if you want to just feel yourself secure in a way that you are going to say, you know what, yes, I want to buy some pepper spray. All right, go ahead. You know, there's cheap ones, really cheap ones, and I'm going to be live only throughout my tea. So I have this herb tea right now that I'm drinking. Really good herb tea, and so on and so on. So that's what I believe. That's what I think. So if she wants to buy a pepper spray, it is. It's a. I don't think. In what part of Mexico is she going? I don't mean to buy my own business, but if you can tell me what part of Mexico, I can tell you. You know, hey, you know, it's necessary. It's not. You know, because it depends on where she's going. Also, Edward saying, thank you for your service. I don't serve in no military. I wish I would have. But thank you for saying thank you for my service. What's the best vacation place in Mexico? Wow, that's a nice. She's going to Morelia. Buy pepper spray, and please tell her do not get into the rural areas. That is one of the most dangerous places in our country right now. That is why a lot of people are migrating from that place. Morelia, it's a beautiful place. Morelia is the capital. Morelia is the state, but you know, the capital is It's really difficult over there. So be sure to be staying on the tourist spots. Do not go and try to experiment going and saying like, oh, they told me that over there it's nice and let us go over there and have an adventure. No, just keep it on the tourist spots. That's it. That's about it. Because Morelia, Guerrero, those Michoacan, Morelia, the capital is Michoacan. So Guerrero, it's another one that is next to Michoacan. So it's really, those are really dangerous places. It's not, if you go to the rural areas, if you go to the dangerous spots, do not go to those places. I don't know why. I don't know if your daughter is going there on tourism or what she's going to do. That's none of my business, but I'm just telling you. So I hope that was good information. Q&A, people, if you guys want to ask a question, what is the place to vacation in Mexico? There's a lot of places, man, but I will tell you right now, if you're asking me right now on this season, there's different seasons and there's different places for every season. I don't know if you're asking me in particularly uh right now. Uh Ana Luisa, ¿cómo estás? Qué sorpresota. Morelia, capital de Michoacán, sí. Capital de Michoacán, sí. Morelia, capital de Michoacán. Pues no estoy tan burro, oye. Sí me sé los capitales. What's the best vacation place in Mexico? It depends. It depends on, um, well, what time? You want summertime or you want winter or I don't know what you want. It depends, because I can tell you a bunch of places that it's really nice, but it depends, because it's just it depends on whatever you want. If you want to go to winter, summer, I don't know. I don't know what do you want? Like if you want summer, everybody knows Cancun. Cancun is too Americanized, really. Um, that's why a lot of the Mexican people they don't go over there. It is clearly a tourist spot for Americans. I'll tell you, there's some beautiful places. The whole Baja, it is beautiful. For vacationing. Bahia Los Angeles. It's just beautiful. Um, Also, some places in Sonora, they're beautiful in Hermosillo. Uh, in this month of December, ve a Guanajuato. Guanajuato is really nice. It's really pretty. Guadalajara in December is beautiful. Um, Ciudad de Mexico, also historically known as having a lot of history. I don't like it that much. There's a lot of people, really, but there has a lot of history. Um, mm, Yucatan, humid, but beautiful. Also, beaches. It doesn't even matter if it is winter or not. Yucatan is beautiful. Also, Chiapas also is another place that is beautiful and gorgeous. Uh, you have a lot of beautiful things in Chiapas. Oaxaca, my God, that's the place, man. Fell in love with my Oaxaca, man. That's Oaxaca is the place. If so, you know, that's what it is. How do you like the Argentinian president? I like him a lot. He's a libertarian. He's not even a conservative. So that's why I like him. I'm not, a lot of people have asked me, Oscar, you're a conservative. No, I'm not. I have conservative values, but I'm not a conservative. And I'm not a liberal. Uh, and ultimately, I'm no left wing, no right wing. The Argentinian president represents, basically what I represent in terms to not standing with no political party, just for freedom. So I like him a lot. The only thing that I don't like is that now the Americas and the right wing politicians and the right wing networks, they're saying like Millet, it is the new wave of fighting off the system, and that's a lie. That's a complete lie. It's a new president that he fought off the leftists, and he fought off the the left wing, and also he's fighting the left wing. But he's not the one that started this. The one that started this is Nayib Bukele, president of El Salvador. Credit is where credit is due, man. So I don't like that now all of a sudden Trump is going to Argentina when he hasn't gone to El Salvador, man. Come on. Like, give the credit to the president of El Salvador. So when are you going over there? If you're projecting yourself to support these kind of people, when are you going to support Nayib Bukele, man? Nayib Bukele is the one, the president of El Salvador. He is the one that has been fighting off, all these criminals, all these globalist organizations. He's the one. Millet just got in, and there he's like, oh yes, he's the next one. I like him a lot. I'm not criticizing, but I'm just like, let's get the facts straight, man. Like, the one that has been fighting off this globalist is Nayib Bukele, is nobody else. The man itself that created a change, and the man itself that created the idea that I want that kind of president in Latin America is Nayib Bukele. It's never been Millet. If you ask a Venezuelan, if you ask a Brazilian, if you ask a person from Chile, even before Millet, if you ask an Argentinian, every single one, they will tell you we want a Bukele. So I'm waiting for the support on him. That's what I'm waiting on. Why the Americas haven't been supporting him that much? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Really, I don't know. But he's really the one that started this, fighting off the globalists and exposing them for who they are, man. Exposing them for who they are. He started exposing and talking about the United Nations, and saying to them, they're the criminal ones. And even the Minister of Security, Villatoro, he says the United Nations, they protect criminals. So why the Americas or the right wing, movement in the United States hasn't supported Bukele like they needs to be supported, man? He's the one that started this movement. And now Millet is falling into his shoes, and I like him. I like him. I like him a lot. What do you think about of the man that is going to run for president in Mexico? What man? There's two women. There's two women, and there's only. I need to know the name, because there's two women on the more strong political parties. There's two women. There's Claudia Sheinbaum, that is from the left wing, and there is Xochitl Galvez, that is on the right wing. That I don't think that both of them, they're really, man, uh, they don't have the capabilities to be president. We don't have, uh, you know, um, on the left and on the right, on the political parties, that they're strong. I don't have it. I heard the director sound. Oh, Eduardo Verástegui. He's a promising candidate. He's young. Unfortunately, I will tell you, he needs a lot of support. The support that he really needs it. A lot. We will see how he behaves on the debates when he talked about education, corruption, cartel. These are the topics that, inflation, international relations. We need to know how Eduardo handles those topics, because we know that when it comes to the abuse towards children, and abuse towards women, and abuse towards this, we know that hands down he's the master himself. But that's not our country. That is not the number one problem of our country. Our country is the cartel. It is the corruption. It is the corrupt, judicial department. It is the corrupt, executive power. It is everything. It's a whole conglomerate of problems, and we cannot rely on just one thing that he's really good. We need to see if he has the capabilities to address other problems and to fix them. And the support that he has on the Americas, it is big. A lot of people in the United States of America, they support him because he's conservative, because he's a Catholic, strong Catholic, and he's a really good looking guy. He has the whole look, he has everything. But let's see how it goes. On the right wing and on the left wing political parties, when it comes to you know Mexico, they both of them they really done. They really do. We don't stand a chance. I will tell you something. This is how bad it's going to be if the left wing political candidate by the name of Claudia Sheinbaum wins the election to become president. Oh, I'm so afraid for that. This is the first time that I will tell you I'm afraid, man. I'm afraid because she's a progressive liberal, and she can actually change our constitution and change it to the worst. And that will be voting for her. It will be the worst. Now, Xochitl Galvez, the other on the right wing political party, she's really out of her mind. Really, she's not for me. She's not good. She's not stable, and she's not good. Um, Mahalo, Oscar. Truthful journalism, correctness on your upcoming award. Thank you so much, Patricia Kianani. Yes, she's Jewish. What does that have to do? I don't. When it comes to fixing the country, um, and it's different in our country. In our country, religion is not a number one thing for us to say, like, oh, she's Jewish or she's Christian. She's gonna fix it. Over here, it's a lot of corruption. Sadly, that's the way it is. You know. How's everybody doing? Huh? I'm drinking a tea. This is what I wanted. Thank you, tea. This is what I wanted. I'm drinking an herb tea. I'm relaxing. I'm fixing up the studio, and this will be possibly, one of the last lives that I do behind this studio that you see right here. We're going to go, to another studio, and we're waiting a confirmation on that. But, um, you know, she's ethically Jewish and dual Israel citizens. She's Israel first. I haven't seen her say that she's pro-Israel, Chad, and I live over here. I haven't seen her, and she's a left wing. She's a progressive liberal, and I haven't seen her said something about being pro-Israel. Why you think? Because she's on the left. She can't go against the wave. That's why I was discussing this with the Andrew Tate situation, that he's like, I'm a man, and everybody was hooked on him. And now all of a sudden that he has turned into Islam, they ask him a question. Piers Morgan, is Hamas a terrorist organization? He could not respond. If he would have not been in the religion of Islam, I believe that he would have said something. Yes, they are, but also, this, and that. But now he's part of a group. So that's why I'm asking you. You're saying that she's Jewish, Claudia Sheinbaum, and she's ethically Jewish and dual Israel citizens. She's pro-Israel first. Can you demonstrate me a clip or send me a link of a clip where she's saying I'm pro-Israel, or she has openly talked about it? And I can tell you, she's not going to speak about it because she's on the left. Can you help the person you believe is best for Mexico? Marcelo Ebrard was one of the one of the candidates that I thought that he was going to be uh, winning. That he's a really intelligent individual. Sadly, as a candidate, he was boring. So it has to do with how do you persuade yourself to the audience, and he was really boring. But he's extremely intelligent. I don't think that he's going to run. Out of the three, Xochitl Galvez and Claudio Sheinbaum and Eduardo, I will go with Eduardo. If that will be the absolute take. I don't know if Mexico is ready for an independent runner up, but I think that we're sick and tired of the same crap. And I don't know. Claudio Sheinbaum for me is not the solution for our country. It's really is going to make it really bad, worse in case. But let's see what happens. Another question. Uh, wow. Do most U.S. dual citizens from Mexico, U.S. dual citizens from Mexico, okay, go vote there? And are they more conservative or progressive about what's about what? I don't understand what. And then you put some. What are they? They're Latinos were conservative by nature. We have like conservative values. We believe in God, family, faith, like all those kind of things. And the majority is p- uh, presumably we have like conservative values, but we move with what the political parties going to fix. It's not even about left or right. It's what the political party is going to come with. So that is practically uh what we believe. um you have a vast majority. We don't have a large progressive. uh okay, I percentages, all right. uh we don't have a large progressive movement like the United States has. That's why I was emphatically, and I'm emphatically saying to all these white progressive mercenary activist liberals from the United States that they're coming over here to our country, stay with your political crap in your country, man. Do not bring it over here, because you bring it over here, and if we don't follow you, you will label us as a white supremacist, and we don't want your political crap over here. We want to think free. We are free. You left wing imperialists, stay over there with your problems, man. Uh, we don't have that much. The majority, we greatly are, lean to faith, God, family, all those kind of things. We still have that. Is Mexico conservative and left progressive too? Mexico is not. We're nature by conservative. We got conservative values, but we progressive. I don't think so. No, we don't have that much of a progressiveness. We are there because of what's happening on the West and on the United States of America. A lot of people are the young kids are thinking that the new understanding of this progressive ideologies, it is the right thing. So sadly, it is. That's the thing, that the United States is the great example of the world, and right now it's not. And a lot of countries are falling for that. So that's the bad thing about it. I feel the person you like is strong enough to take the cartel out. Do you feel the person you like is strong enough to take the cartel out? That's one of the things. um, it's not even him; it's the whole system. Every president that comes in says we want to take out, and you have to understand the cartel belong. How do I put it so you cannot so you can understand where I'm going? Remember that the cartel, it has power in our country of Mexico because the number one buyer. So it's not only removing it from over here, is the corruption of the United States also. Because if we're going to fight off over here in Mexico the cartel, what is the United States doing from stopping the enormous trafficking, addiction, distribution, the absolute meetings, secretive meetings between the letter organization of the United States and the cartels, letting these operate. So it's an economical, misbalance of, if you want to take it out, for a lot of these politicians and enterprise and companies. So it's not only Mexico. We need to work together, because you're the number one buyer, the United States, and it's if you take it out over here, the big guy over here that is paying, it's not gonna like it. So it's where we have a problem. Both of us, we have a real big problem. And and instead of just like they're over there, we need to go over there, enter, and destroy them. Like, what are you doing over here to stop giving them money? What are you doing over there from distributing their guns, artillery to our country? What are you doing over there to stop the distribution and the enormous demand? It's just, I need to understand. Like, we already know the problem over here, but have you addressed your problem? That's the thing. That's the thing. Uh Cartel is an economic base now. Yes, it is. Sadly, it is. Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. That's why I was saying the other day, how many of your politicians are exactly the same as Mexico's politicians? You guys, every time everybody was saying, oh, like the United States, Mexico's politicians, they are this, they are that, they're the worst, they're corrupt. How far away are your politicians now from being exactly the same or worse? That's what I believe. Um, Cartels pay too well, which is why no one stops them. Well, cartels pay too well. Who buys it for them to get you know, and if they pay well, who gives them the power to buy it? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't have a buyer, how are you going to get power? Let me tell you something. Let me give you an example. Got this DJI. Let me just get it out right here. DJI microphones right here. DJI microphones. They're the best, really. So I'm just gonna get it out. You got the adapter right here, and um, and you got the two microphones right here. One, two. So I'm gonna sell it to you right now. I'm gonna sell it to you. I'm gonna give you an offer, and they're best quality. You know, the best quality ever. But on the other hand, you will have other microphones that you will say they're DJI too. They have more quality. So what makes you understand that which one are you going to buy? And who do you give the power to buy it? So if you don't buy mine, that means that I got to do better. That means that I'm not going to sell and I'm going to go broke. Really. I'm going to go broke. I'm not going to have nobody to sell it to. I'm just not going to have power. I'm not going to have money. There's not going to be a business. It's simple as that. It's logic. I'm just giving you logic. And the problem will stay and rely on our country of Mexico. Less power, less money to buy artillery, less money to have corruption. That's what I believe. Uh Now that the borders have been open, how many people remain in Mexico? I don't know. What are you talking about? How many people remain in Mexico? Remain in Mexico. Now that the borders have been open, how many people remain in Mexico? Talk about migrants that they migrate from South America or other countries of the world. That's what you're talking about. I just need to know if you're talking about those kind of entities. If you're talking about those kind of entities, there's a lot of people that they stay over here, and the migrants that particularly they stay over here are from Haiti. They like it. They like Mexico a lot. You know, they like Mexico a lot. Haiti, the Haiti migrants. Now, let's remember the Biden administration opened up programs and particular, outlets and ways to enter the United States with CBP 1 and the humanitarian parole to at some particular entities. So when you open up those programs to those entities, you're going to have a massive influx from those countries coming in. So that's your question is answered by what your government is doing with your programs. If you say CBP 1, it's open for Venezuelans and it's open for this and it's open for that. Where do you think they're going to stay? They're not going to stay over here. They already know that there's a program for them to be admissible into the United States. But if you have people that they're not on that program, they're not on that list. Well, they will possibly stay over here in Mexico. They will stay in Panama, Costa Rica, El Salvador. They will stay in different places. They will stay in different areas. But that's what you know, Q&A people. We got some people on the live feeds. Uh, what's the Panama Canal doing open? It's always opened. I don't know what you're talking about. uh, I don't know what you're referring to, but it's always been open. Uh, from the Atlantic, it's always been open. Nice to talk to you guys on this evening. Q&A. Wanted to have a little conversation on YouTube. I had a little conversation on Facebook. It has been a really traveling year, and I'm really blessed to say that. Um, and I'm thankful to God, to the Virgin Mary of Guadalupe, to my angel, to my manager, to our network, uh, to everything, man. It has been a lot of traveling. And thankfully, God has provided me another trip. So, uh, it's been hard work. I'm not going to lie to you. The most out of all the trips that I have been, the jungle trips have been exhausting. I don't know if you guys have seen. I don't know if you guys have seen, but the new episode of Law and Border from Real America's Boys News, our travels, Ben and I, through the Darien. It's phenomenal. That program is phenomenal. So I'm gonna share it right now on my platforms for people to see it. But not only talking about that, but saying the trips that we have taken, the most exhausting one, I think it was the one in Israel. I got sick from that, from not sleeping correctly. Every trip that I have done to the Darien, uh, I have gotten sick, and it's just crazy because I'm healthy. I'm, something wrong with me or something wrong with the Darien. And I don't know why. I'm potentially allergic to something. That's why I believe. Possibly it is something that it's over there that I'm allergic to because I'm getting consistently sick. But this time of it, the trip to Israel was really exhausting. The hours of flight, my God, Jesus, really, it was. I remember it, and I'm just getting a headache. It was really exhausting. real exhausted, but I was blessed to go over there, man. I was blessed to visit the place of my dreams. It was just phenomenal just to visit that. I was just blessed, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I can just hear the bells right now. It's almost going in the early morning over there, and I can hear the bells of the churches, and all that, because it's a holy city, man. It's really, and the food got to me. The food got to me because it's really different food. Um, they have this food that is, I don't know what it's toffel, or I don't know what's the name. It's kind of like a meatball, and you can. It has like a sauce. It's Jewish food. Um, it's kind of like a gravy, some sort. It's different, but it's spicy. It's so good. That was the food that I said, it was so good. Now, we went to a burrito stand, and they were trying to make some burritos, and it was kind of like a Mexican restaurant in Israel. I said, don't do that ever again. If you're listening to me, that Mexican restaurant in Israel, stop. That is not a burrito. Please stop doing it. And it is way too expensive. It was way too expensive for two burritos. I believe that time Chuck paid the lunch, and for two burritos, it was like the most expensive burritos that we ever eaten in the world. And they were really bad, man. They were really bad burritos. So in Israel, uh, burritos are not good, man. They're not good. Burritos are not good. Burritos, they don't know how to make burritos, man. So I'm like, stop. This is not a burrito. And it's you got and first and foremost, just to make it clear, man, you don't make a burrito with a pita. It's how in the hell are you going to try to tell me that a burrito is made out of a pita? It's not this is why I was like, I was looking at the guy, and he was talking in Hebrew, and we had a guy that it was helping us speak in Hebrew and in English. It was a soldier by any chance, there was the place was packed with IDF soldiers. And this guy's like, "Where are you guys from?" And it's like Chuck says, like, "Oh, from United States," and he's from Mexico. And he always jokes around, and he says, "He's from Mexico. He's my gardener, or he's my plumber." And I started going with it. Yeah, I do some plumbing. I do some gardening. Man, we play around so much. But no, we were like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Mexico," and I said, like, "Hey man, what are they serving here?" It was like, they say burritos outside, like it's a Mexican restaurant. Like where's the Mexican owner? It's like, no, there's no Mexican owner. I'm like, wait a second, it's not. No, wait, what the hell is going on? I said, no, this is not right. Like, you cannot have a Mexican restaurant without a Mexican owning the Mexican food, man. Like telling you how to make it. Like, no, no, no. There's no Mexican here. So I'm like, where's somebody right here? Some cashier right here. Somebody needs to speak Spanish. It's like, no, nobody knows. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man, with this. So I said, okay. So I was just looking at the menu. It's like I was looking at Chuck, and like, hey, what the hell, Chuck? And he goes like, well, whatever. Just give us whatever. And it's like, okay, I'll give you whatever. And it's like, okay, I'll fix you this burrito with a burrito with meat and all this kind of like flavors and all these kind of like stuff that he started putting in there. I'm like, what the hell is he putting in there, man? And he said, like, I don't know, but it looks good. And I'm like, well, all right, okay, that's good. Then the total came in, and he looked at me and was like, you gotta be kidding me, because we were, I have breakfast, you have lunch, you have lunch, I have breakfast. I was paying breakfast, he was paying lunch, I was paying lunch, he was breakfast. So it was his time to pay lunch. I'm like, I'll pay lunch. Oh my God, it's my time. And he saw the tip, and he saw that. He's like, what the hell is going on with it? Chuckster. It's so expensive, man. It's like the most expensive burritos in the world. It's like, well, at least we were hungry as hell, man. We were hungry as hell. And and we went to the car, and it's like, let's munch up in the car. And in the car, I opened it up and I gave it a huge bite, and I'm like, what the hell is this? This is not a burrito. First of all, this is a pita, man. It's a pita that is wrapped up in some meat. I'm not criticizing the food of Israel, man. It's no, falafel. It is. That's the other thing. That's the other thing that I was that was the name. Thank you, falafel. Oh my god, it's so good, so good. But yeah, but it was a burrito, and it was not a burrito, man. It was not. And stop. If you're, I don't remember the name's place, but if you are, it was close to Kiryat Shimona, going into the borders with Lebanon. If you're listening to me, man, stop making those things, or change the name. Change the name to, I don't know, some kind of different name, but it's not a burrito. Stop. Please stop. Stop. Don't make those, man, anymore. Don't make those. They're not good, man. They're not good, man. Steven, if you're Strat and American or Mexican made, play Felix Hermano. You were talking about the guitar. Falafel. Yes, falafel. Yeah, it's kind of like a gyro. But it was not that. It was really bad. Falafel, yes, falafel, Miss Eva. Miss Eva, send you a big hug. Yeah, it was a falafel. It was really good, man. Really good. Was really, really good, man. That falafel. And the curious thing about Jerusalem. Let me tell you about a curious thing about Jerusalem that possibly you guys don't know. But Jerusalem, it is infested with cats. It's just infested with cats. I'm CATS, man. Cats all over the place. It's like you find cats everywhere. It's like massive amounts of cats everywhere, man. It's all over the place. And I don't know if they one day they said, let's let them reproduce. What the hell? We went to this place. It was close to where the Airbnb that we were staying at. And we went walking. Chuck walks like a ranger. He walks real fast, man. Now I walk like him, because I started walking. First, I was starting to catch up because the guy walks so fast, man. The hell is his problem? Good looking guy. The guy walks so fast, like, we got to lead. Rangers lead the way. And I'm behind him walking, and I'm like, I walk mellow, and he's like, come on, catch up, Mexican. And I'm like, what the hell, man? This guy, he's always walking fast. So because of all the multiple trips that we have done, I got to understand the way he walks. So he walks fast. So every time I'm walking fast and I'm walking side by side by him, and he's always power walking, is always, that is his exercise. That's why he's always in great shape. That guy's a beast, man, a savage. So we were going to this place and we were walking real fast, and we got to the place and I'm like, what the hell is going on, Chuck? And it was like hundreds of cats, man. It's like, I'm exaggerating possibly, but there was a lot of cats. And they were beautiful cats. I'm not even gonna lie, man. They're beautiful, but some of them, they're not nice. I'll tell you like it is, man. They're not nice cats. I'm gonna tell you that I would try to grab one, and it did a meow that it was not a good meow, man. It was really like I have a problem with you meow. But they're beautiful cats. They have a problem with cats. I don't know if that is a problem or not, but I could, the only thing that I can tell you is that they had a problem with cats. And well, I'm not a problem. Like the cats are a problem. The problem is that there's a lot of cats. It's too many. It's too many, man. It's all over the place. So many cats. It's crazy. But this is the only thing that I can tell you, man. It's just, it's yeah, that's the way. We play around a lot, man. It's these liberals, they cannot take our group, man. They cannot take our group. The way that we play around with each other, they could not, man, they could not take our group, man. I'm just telling you, they could not hang around us, hang around with us. It's too much of denigrating jokes between us. It's too much insults and it's too much, but it's all in good. It's all in good, vibes. It's always to give us a hard time just to break the ice. But it's just so good to just joke around so much. Oh my god, it's so beautiful, beautiful. Eat a lot of pizza. I ate some pizza from a restaurant that it was closed from there. And I can tell you, there's a mineral water that they have. Man, I forgot the mineral water that they sell over there in Jerusalem. Um, really good mineral water. I That's what I started drinking now. It's mineral water or gas water or soda water, whatever you want to call it. Um, but that's what I started drinking. And there's a really good mineral water and a good pizza. Yeah, it was good pizza. It was They put a lot of spice over there, man. I'm Mexican, man, so I'm used to that. But it's extra spicy, man. It's like I'm used to the salsa, the hot sauce, but not the spices. The combination of the spices is like a platter of spices, man. It's just like the whole thing is. Look at me dropping bit words, man, in English. Look at me. Watch out, man. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out, Americas. I'm coming. Watch out. But it was it's a problem, man. Cats. Tell you. It's a lot of cats. It's a lot of cats, man. It's a lot of cats of over there. I saw one that it was really a weird looking cat, and I like weird looking pets. And it was a beautiful, uh, it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful animal, man. Beautiful cat. I got one, man, right here. So it was beautiful cat. It was huge. It looked like a. And when we were at Panama, I remember that we saw like a small panther at a restaurant that we were staying at. That our good friend Matthew Townley took us to that beautiful place. It's a beautiful place with a beautiful view. And we were eating. On this beautiful restaurant that yeah, it was really private for us three and four. Our cameraman was there also, Manuel. It was really good, and we saw it through the window, and it looked like a panther. It looked like a little panther. It was a black cat, but it was so big. But Ben, he's 6'5", so he's like, that's not a cat. That's not a puma. It's a cat. But for him, that he's 6'5", everything he looks at it's small. Like that's a puma. That's a normal cat. And we're like, no, bro, that looked like a little puma, man, like a panther. It's like no, it's not. And like we saw it, and it looked like a little panther. It looked like a panther. It looked like a little panther. It's animals that I have seen through the jungle, alligators and all types of birds, weird looking birds, the monkeys, the hollering monkeys. Those are crazy. Um, Snakes, also a lot of snakes. Saw a lot of snakes. But I got to understand and look where I am. Look where we have been. We have been in the jungle. That's one of the most dangerous places on earth. I got to understand animals, man, more than I can understand them before I went to the jungle. A thing that I can understand about animals, that animals, wild animals, they are afraid of us, and they don't like us because we're always invading their habitat and destroying their habitat, and it is a reality. That's why the Holland monkeys, when we are walking through the jungle, and then they're like, "Rah," they don't like us. They want us to get the hell out. But in terms to these gigantic spiders and And uh these snakes, they run away, man. They don't stay with you, they don't follow you. They're not like, hey, I'm trying to catch you to bite you. No, they're not, because you're walking and you're like with your backpack and you see culebra. Well, they yell culebra. That's translation to snake. And like, where is it? It's over there. But it already ran through the mountain, already hid over there, already went down the pond, already went down that mud, slide over there, and it's not here anymore. So they're always running away from you. It's not them trying to bother you, it's you are bothering them. So I got to understand that now, that with wild animals, even the alligators, they what I have seen, where we're going on a piragua boat, you can see them on top of the rocks, but they don't come close and they try to bother you in the piragua, try to bite. They haven't done that. Although if they see a dead body, they're hungry. They're wild animals. They're going. We have seen horrible videos of that, and they will bite those dead bodies. But other than that, what I can tell you is that these wild animals, they're afraid of us, and the monkeys, they're more pissed off of what I have seen. They throw the coconuts or they throw stuff from top of the palm trees or whatever the hell that is, and they get pissed off. They get mad. Get mad because you're walking through their habitat and they don't like it. They really don't like it. They're just like throwing stuff at you, rah, and they yell, rah, and you're like, "What the hell's going on, man? That sounds crazy." They just want, uh, they just want to defend themselves and usually mean no harm. I can't. Yeah, yep. I can tell you. I was having a conversation before I go, talking about animals. I was having a conversation with a cousin last night, and he was telling the most stupidest video I saw the other day, Blue. He was telling me. And he said, this guy, instead of avoiding or going around an animal, he stopped, plain stopped. And because of that, let me explain what he said. He said there was a dog on a freeway, and the dog crossed the freeway, and this guy, or it was kind of like a highway, right? And this guy stopped in the middle of two lanes to block it so he can let the dog pass. But it was raining, and because he stopped like that, cars on the back started like crashing. It was a whole disaster. And the guy did not even get not even one single scratch on his vehicle. But because he stopped in the middle of the road to let the dog pass, all the cars behind, it was raining, it was foggy. They didn't see it. He saw it because he was like right in front of it, but the past cars didn't see it. So it's like he says the video that I saw it is like, what would you do? You think that this was right? Because there were two people that lost their lives on that accident because of you not skipping the dog or going around it. You trying to be the good Samaritan and stand there and be like, yes, I'm gonna wait for the dog for him to go ahead, Stuffy, go ahead. Like you cannot do that, man. There's people in the back that I don't know. It's on my opinion. What do you guys think? I believe that pets, and even dogs, they're it's beautiful and they're valuable. Their life is valuable, but it's just like you have to have like you can go around it and then like come on, dog, come on, or honk, slow down, put your hazard lights, and then start honking like bam, 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 and see if he can move, man. But if you stop in the middle of the road and there's a dog crossing, and then you wait for him without knowing that behind you there's no they can't see you, I don't know, you're gonna cause an accident. And this person caused an accident, and two people died because. And he's like, what is your opinion, Blue? I didn't want to give an opinion. I was like, I love my dogs, man. I don't know. I don't want to give an opinion. I don't want to get into it, man, with that. I don't want to get into it with that. I just do not want to get into it. I said, like, I love my dogs. I will not. I will step into a freeway for my dog, man. My dog, my dog, BLM. I will step in there to. I will rescue my dog. Like, I don't care where it is. I'm gonna get him out. I understand the guy that it was just in the middle of stopping in the middle of this traffic and stopping in the middle of this highway, and it cost two people to die. But it's really difficult for me to just say something. Beautiful outdoor housing built for them too. Okay, you guys are having a conversation between. I thought that this was Q&A. So, different culture approaches to feral cats. In Istanbul, they have cat parks. Uh, no, different culture approaches to feral cats. Feral cats? I don't know what that is. In Istanbul, they have cat parks. Well, there's too many of them in Jerusalem. This is the only thing that I can tell you. Too many of them, man. It's just horrible. It's a lot. I'm just, and I'm saying horrible because they do not have it's like poor cats. It's too many of them, man. You know, too many. So I don't think that it's safe for cats to be like that. Weird things that I saw in Israel, I can tell you the most, I think the most, a feral cat is a wild street cat. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So one of the craziest things that I saw in Israel was the cement pools that they have. They have these cement, like possibly going up your hip height poles that they're being put in the sidewalks. All of the sidewalks they have it, and I started seeing that, and I asked Chuck, like, "What the hell is that, man? Why they have that?" And he told me, this is so bad over here of the terrorist attacks that these crazy people they will before they will get into their cars and wait for a Sabbath service to finish or something, and they will go and they will run over people on the sidewalk. So there was a lot of attacks like that. So the government of Israel started putting cement poles on the sidewalks. How crazy is that, man? And it's like, whoa. I was like, wow, how crazy is that? That now you for the security of the citizens to not get ran over on purpose. Uh Bollards. I think that is the correct translation. I don't know. It's cement poles. Uh, but it's just I don't know. It's just that was for me like wow, man. That's how crazy it is over there. Like the Andean people, just like telling the concrete things are bollards. Yeah, okay, bollards. Other things that I saw was like the IDF soldiers. They were extremely young. All of them, they're young. But the thing that really shocked me the most out of the culture of Jewish people, it is the Ethiopian Jews. Beautiful people, gorgeous people, beautiful, gorgeous people. The Ethiopian Jews. Really surprised. It's like, what the hell? And there's some huge community, man. A huge community of Ethiopian Jews. Beautiful and gorgeous people. They're mostly in charge of the security of the security checkpoints. The majority of them are in charge. I had an encounter with one of them entering the Great Wailing Wall, and they stopped me for inspection. They were like, "Hey, let me." It was one of them, and consistently they're like in uniform. All of them, they're in uniform. All the majority of them, they're in uniform, man. They us like really surprised. I'm like, what the hell? And it's a big quantity of them. Really surprised, really in shock. But I will tell you that it's kind of like different in the United States, because in the United States, over there, it's really normal for a person of color to be sitting with another person of color. In the United States, that is not. That's different. That's if a black man now in the United States, if a brown man or a black man is hanging out with a white man, now you're licking the white man's boots, or you're a white supremacist, or you're favoring them, and that's the war. We are against the white man. And over there, it's like it's normal. It's really normal. You see Ethiopian normal people just sitting down with other people, just talking, having a conversation, having a coffee. Just like I love that. It's like, man, I love that interracial culture, like all that kind of stuff. When you have respect between each other, this is beautiful, man. And on the West, the culture of us on the West, it is so destroyed, so completely interrupted by this evil progressiveness, demonic uh, liberalism, that it has completely destroyed that. It has completely destroyed a relationship with us sitting down with an African American, a Mexican, and a white man, an Asian, person from the Middle East. And it's just it's so sad, because it's like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? What's going on? What are you doing now? Good, good. And in the West, it is like, what's up, man? Hey, Oscar, what are you doing talking to him? He's the enemy. It's like, it is like that. It is like that. You know, uh, I just it's just so sad that on the West it is like that. The black white construct seems to be the only seems to only be in the US. Yes, really it is. Uh I think that's what it is. Oscar, what do you think about Eduardo Verástegui running for president of Mexico? I think that he is hijo de la chinga. He's a good candidate. He's young. He has a lot of heart, and he wants really, and his heart, you can see that he really wants to change the country. It's really difficult. It's different. It's a different animal. Running in for a presidency in Mexico is a whole different animal. It has to do with the people that they're behind, that they control the spider web. Mm. And it's just a different animal, man. But I wish him the best. I think that he's a good guy. He's really intelligent, on several topics. I need to hear him on topics like education, inflation, international relations, how we're going to fix this, the advance of technology, how we're going to give the young people an opportunity to grow more. I need to hear him on that. We already know his stand on child trafficking and all that kind of stuff, but we haven't heard him speak on different topics that our main interest is the corruption and the insecurity in our country. So for the United States, some the issues is inflation, is the border. For us, no. For us, it's like the cartel, the insecurity, the economy, the education is like a lot of topics. So it's not only that. Uh, so nice to talk to you guys. Good Q&A, man. Finishing off. We'll be off. I just told this on Facebook. I will be off for a couple of days. And it's gonna be nice. You know, I'm glad Milei is president of Argentina. I'm also glad. I'm also glad he's crazy, but we need crazy, man. Who's more crazy, the guy that is in the White House, or Milei that is just yelling freedom? Damn it, he's yelling libertad, carajo. So it's I really do not think who's crazy enough. So thank you so much. I will be off for a couple of days. The thing about me going not being on for a couple of days is that we are going to go receive an award, and I said this already on Facebook, but I will say it again right here on YouTube. So I want to give thank you to all of our audience that have been supporting me since the start. I was a boxing broadcaster and reporter and journalist for sports back in before but way before I started doing this immigration stuff. And uh, one thing led to another, dragged me to this. The radio station sent me to do a report on this, and one thing to another, and another, and it started growing, and that was it. So it became this, and so I just um, thank you to all for your undeniable support and the followers, friends, my manager. Again, I cannot say thank you, and thank you to her because if without her, a lot of things of Oscar Blue will be not built. My manager has done an incredible job of pulling my ears every once in a while and telling me, you're doing this wrong. You need to do this. You need to do that. So agree to disagree all the times, but that it's just beautiful that it's not only my platform, it is also her that has done an incredible job. And personally talking about my platform, will all my people that they're moderating and and been with me for the longest time. So it's gonna be off. I'm gonna be over there, do a couple of interviews. And these days before the award show, you're inviting me to a couple of places to do some interviews. So I'm going over there, going to report on some things that I'm going to be recording. I'm not going to be hmm how would I say it? I'm not going to be talking about them openly because I want to really investigate if it is factual what they're telling me that it is factual. Other than that, thank you for your support. I'm going to have some rest right now. 7:42 over here. Uh, and we're going to rest a little bit. Tomorrow we have a long day. Uh, and that's about it. So God bless you guys. Thank you, and thank you. Stay safe. Looking over here to some of the uh, videos that they're sending me. The hell? What is this? I don't even know what the hell. Oh, okay. God bless you guys. And like we always say, God's plan, it is our mission. Stay safe, people.